How you doing, everybody, and welcome to Rambling With RU.PHLY. On today's episode, we got a special guest, my bro and close friend, Uneak. How you doing today?
Good, bro. How you?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, man. It's nice to be here too, bro.
And give the viewers some insight to what your journey has been. So kind of take us back to where it all started.
Alright, so I grew up in Long Island, New York. Roosevelt specifically, Roosevelt, New York, 5'6". I grew up with both my parents. Well, until the age of 12, I grew up with both my parents. At the age of 12, then it just became me and my mother. And man, just typical stuff. School, trouble here and there. Lived in Georgia for a year with my grandparents. Then came back and then went to school in New York for high school.
Yeah.
And that was really it, man. Just typical child growing up life.
So how was it like? You say you had both your parents up until you were 12. So how was that like separation for you?
It was tough because me and both my parents, we had a close relationship. Especially like me and my dad, like we had one relationship and me and mom had one relationship. So as far as like me and my mom, it was more of like a kind of like a heart to heart type of thing. With me and my dad, it was more like it's heart to heart, but it's like it's my father. So like we talk about music, we talk about females, stuff like that.
Right.
So it was different. So like losing my father out, not in my life, but just not like living with him no more. It kind of was like, damn, I don't have that person because I'm an only child, so I don't have that person, that man, like to really talk to. So it's kind of like at the age of 12, 13, I had to like really just become the man of the house. So it definitely was rough. Started getting into like some trouble, just acting out, just because of the whole situation. That's why I got my mom sent me to Georgia for a year, but that's what it is.
Nah, I definitely feel you. It's kind of hard when you're young because you don't have a way to express yourself.
Right.
So it's definitely hard, and I can respect that. How old were you when you went to Georgia?
Can't tell you the exact age, but it was 8th grade.
8th grade?
Whatever age that is.
All right. So what was it like? What were you doing in your life where you got down there, and what was the goal?
It was really, get it together. My grades was bad. Going there, like my grades was bad, stuff like that. But I played basketball, so my goal really was like, get my grades up and just focus on ball. My grandparents, they're very strict, so that's the reason why my mom sent me out there. And I was living with my cousin as well. It was my grandparents and my cousin. My cousin was like, mad cool, same age, so I had that like brother figure with me. And I was just playing ball, and like I was taking ball seriously out there, so I was pushing the ball.
Well, definitely. You was down south with your grandparents. I know down south they're strict. They had you doing chores every day at 6 a.m.
Not 6 a.m., but they definitely had me doing chores, washing dishes, doing trash, stuff like that. Definitely.
Nah, I feel that. And so when did you eventually come back up to New York?
For high school, so 9th grade. So like I said, I was just in Georgia for a year, so from 8th until like I graduated middle school, and then came back out here for high school. New York high school.
All right, definitely. So I know with basketball, like I see there's a lot of talent coming out of the South. So going down there and really pushing with basketball, coming back up to New York, did you feel a little bit competitive edge on everybody else?
Oh yeah, I mean it was hard because I actually did really good out there in Georgia. I was really like making a name for myself. So like the high school that's kind of like in the area of where I was staying, Gwinnett County, they wanted me to actually go there and play ball at that high school, but it's like I didn't want to be away from my mom for that long, so I had to come back. So now like I don't really have a name out in New York, so everything was fresh and new, but I definitely had a chip on my shoulder, just like I had to prove everybody, especially because I was little and smaller than everybody else. So just like that chip on my shoulder, like I gotta show people who I am, and definitely being small, I know they're gonna be against me, so definitely.
What's that, man? From what I hear about New York basketball, high school gets crazy.
Yeah, nah, definitely. I went to private school, but my school was like top in the country. Like when I was a junior, exactly, we was like 23rd in the country or something like that. 10 to 20s in the country. So
Yeah, you went to Long Island Lutheran, right?
yeah, so we was up there. So definitely competitive.
Well, definitely. So at what age did the music start really getting into you?
Alright, so like when I was younger, when I was like around the age of like 8, my father, he's a music producer. He produces reggae music. He has his own like Golden Cartel Records, his own record label. So I was always around music, and just being around my dad, being around music, being around different artists, always coming in and out. I kind of just picked up on it and So I was doing it like kind of for fun when I was 8, 9. Stopped doing it, took basketball more seriously, and then coming to college, like here and there, I would like rap with my friends and stuff like that, but never started taking it seriously until I got to college. When I stopped playing ball in college, and then I was like, you know what? I'm about to just start taking music seriously again. Like, 'cause I always loved music. I always loved listening to music. Like, it was always a passion of mine. So I just started taking it seriously. So around like the end of my freshman year of college is when I really started like, I'm about to really push with this. And ever since then, I've just been grinding.
All right, definitely, I can appreciate that. So like, growing up, even though like music wasn't like too serious for you, were you ever like going to your dad and like getting a lot of advice, like thinking about what you should do next?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I put out a track at when I was 8 with my father. Like, my father made the beat, all that, and we put out a track together. So he would always like give me advice, like what to do better, stuff like that. At the age of 8 too, it's like damn.
Yeah, that's early.
Yeah, I actually still have the song on my phone and everything. So
You gotta put that out there.
I might like sample it or do something with it, but nah, I definitely might do something dope.
That's tough. So like, what are some of the, what was your first song, besides the song you put out at 8, what was the first song you put out that you took seriously?
It was called Gotta Get It, and I took that down just because like, I started progressing and I started listening to it more, and it's like, nah, this is not it. But it was called Gotta Get It. My boy David produced it, and it just wasn't it.
You know why I think you shouldn't have took it down?
Why is that?
Because with every artist in general, no matter what their art is, there's always a beginning and an end.
Yeah, of course.
And so with that being your first song, that's your beginning. And so when people look at your catalog, no matter how far you've gone, they're gonna be able to see how far you've progressed in your catalog from the beginning. So with them being able to see that as like your starting point, they're gonna say, wow, he's came a long way.
Nah, I feel you. That's definitely right. I feel like I agree. But even with the music I have out now, it's still early, so I know I'm only gonna progress from here. So either way, like they're gonna see progression. You feel me? But I definitely agree with what you're saying.
A lot of artists, they start at in high school, and in the beginning, they kind of feel out their sound. Where you came to an environment where there's a lot of influence. So how was it for you to find your sound?
Basically just, every day just writing different beats. I try all beats, so like, don't matter if it's like a Caribbean beat, slow, low, love beat, or that deep type of motivational beat. Like, I try to write to everything. So that's how I started picking up on like, what my flow is, what I can do, what I can't do, stuff like that. So it was basically just listening to like a lot of instrumentals and just writing to it. Sometimes here and there freestyling to it. And that's how I really picked up on like, all right, what I can do and what I can't do.
Definitely. All right, that's a great way to look at it. That's a great technique to have. Because a lot of people, they don't know how to judge themselves in a way or critique their work, and some people don't have others around them that will give them good critique. That's a good method to have. So also, who would you say are some of your musical influences that you look up to in the game already?
Definitely J. Cole. Like that's the main one right there. Like that. Like I fuck with J. Cole OD. Like J. Cole, that's my favorite artist. Dope. As a person, he's a dope person. So definitely J. Cole, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. J. Cole. I respect J. Cole because he's a great lyricist. He knows his lane, and he's also created his own lane as he's progressed as an artist.
Right, like just his path growing up. Like I don't think people know like how he grew up and how he came up. Like it's really dope. So.
Well, definitely. I can appreciate J. Cole, but also I can appreciate the other subgenres of rap as well, like the mumble raps, the traps, and all the other subgenres that have been created thus far. Do you have any artists that stick out to you in those genres?
Lil Baby. I wouldn't say he's not really mumble rap, but he's definitely his own type of like. He's not like in that J. Cole category.
Right.
He has his own little thing, but I like Lil Baby. Can't really think of anybody else top of my head. It's not that I don't like them. It's just like everybody has their own type of. Like I'll listen to 6ix9ine and some of them here and there, like when I want to get hyped, but it's not like my main choice in music. When I'm going to work or doing something. You feel me?
For
Like,
sure.
if I want to be hyped, like I'll listen to 6ix9ine, Lil Uzi. I'll listen to them.
Definitely. Speaking of like some hype music, recently you just dropped an EP.
Yeah.
And it got a few, hot tracks on there people could bang in the club and get hyped too.
Yeah.
So, let us know a little bit about that. How did that come about?
So I just dropped my first EP, my first project ever, Uneak, the EP. And it was just time. I felt like it was time. Like I knew my sound. I knew what I could do, and I wanted to kind of showcase it to the world. Like I have my little name out here in the little East Coast, but it was time to like really do something. Like the singles wasn't doing it for sure. So I was like, let me do a little project, and let me just do a little EP, like 4 songs, and let me see how it gets. And then it's like those 4 songs, like I wanted to create a thing like I want more. So that's why I only did 4. Now they want more, and then it's like, all right, now you put out something else bigger, better. You know what I mean? But that's how it came about. I tried to go about it as in, like the four songs, like they're all different type of thing. Like one song, like kind of get you in your feelings. One song kind of shows how I could rap. Another song like for the club. Another song for the ladies. So I kind of mix it up, trying to show how unique I am.
Yeah, giving a little bit of versatility.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course. So my favorite song on the EP is Rain, and I really mess with the vibe because, like I said, one of my favorite artists is J. Cole,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's kind of reminiscent of his vibe. So let us know a little bit about that track and like the thought process behind it.
Alright, so how that came about was at first like I had the name before I even wrote it, which is rare. Like I usually write a song and come up with the name after it. Came up with Rain because that's what they call my mother back home. They call her Rain, and the song is not necessarily for my mother, but my mother had such a big impact in my life. I just knew like my first project ever, like I had to like put my mom in it somehow, some way.
Of course.
So I used Rain, and I knew like that's my mother's name, but also Rain like it has so much meaning. Like when people see Rain, some people think depression, like, but then when you see Rain, some people think beauty. So like I was going on that type of track, and I used it to kind of like spit about my life, spit about my mother, spit about school, spit about my father. So I used it as like an uplifting song. Like it's deep, it gets depressing, but then it kind of uplifts you. So that's how I used it, and I threw like little things like rain, water, making flowers grow, stuff like that. So
Yeah, they gotta catch the metaphor.
yeah,
They gotta
yeah,
listen.
definitely gotta catch it. I don't want to put out too much. I just want y'all to go listen, but definitely. So that's how that one came about.
Okay, of course. So right now, you're based in the East Coast,
Mm-hmm.
and your EP just released it. You're trying to get a buzz right now. What are your plans for the future?
I'm gonna keep grinding. As far as like the EP, I'm trying to do a video to 3 of the songs on the EP, not the intro, but the 3 songs. I'm gonna do a video to each one. And I got my show coming out. Make sure y'all pull up. It's in West Haven at RVP Studios on November 16th. I got some dope artists opening up for me.
For sure. You gotta, where can everybody get the tickets? How can they pull up?
You can hit me up. My Instagram is @thisisunique. Unique is spelled UNEAK. You can hit me up. I got personal tickets for you. Or you can go on Eventbrite, and it's called Uneak EP Release Show. And the tickets are $10. It's cheap, and you're gonna get. And there's prizes, there's competitions, there's mad stuff. So I gotta pull up to that. So got that in the future, November 16th, and then January I'm making my move, and I'm taking my talents out of the East Coast, and I'm going to Cali, and I'm gonna go stay in Cali with my father.
Oh, it's late. Taking your talents to Cali,
Yeah.
making that jump to the West Coast.
Yeah, I just felt like, out here, I mean, like, the East Coast is dope, but specifically, like, me being in Connecticut, it's just, I gotta make a bigger move out. And it's like, it's a risk, because, I'm going out there, I don't know nobody out there. Like, it's only me and my father, but it's a risk I feel like I could take. The biggest thing is just leaving my mother out here, but I know, like, it's gonna pay off.
Most definitely. One thing I like to say is great things never come from comfort zones.
Exactly.
So you always gotta step out that box and take a leap of faith.
Exactly.
But as long as you know that when you're on the West Coast, all the exclusives gotta come to Rambling with RU.PHLY.
Got you,
I don't
bro.
wanna see nothing on Big Boy TV, no Power 106, none of that West Coast stuff.
I got you, bro. Nah.
It's slow.
I got you. Definitely not. I won't forget about the people I came up with. Cause I'm from New York, but I would say like my music career really grew in Connecticut. Cause like I said, I took it seriously during college, and most of my love is from, you know, people that I went to school with, friends from Connecticut and stuff like that. So definitely won't forget the ones that, you know, was up with me when I was down.
You got anything for us today?
You want me to spit? You want me to spit with acapella? You want me to spit? You gonna give me a beat? What you gonna do for me?
You could do a little acapella, John.
I got you. I said my ex broke my heart, but fucking said I moved on. Floating on this track like I got my running shoes on. When you doing right, niggas hating like you doing wrong. Different type of weather when I'm spitting, it's a quiet storm. I'ma do me, jumping wet like I'm Kobe. Married to the game while they talking like they know me. I cheated a couple times, but fuck it, that's the old me. I don't eat pork cause pigs is the police. I gotta let them know, let it go, that my skill is on pro. And I never let no hoe play me, no. Gotta let them know that the game gon' go where the money not low. And the fame gon' blow. And the chicks that was curving, they ain't curving no more. It's a different type of scene, let me throw it in a storm. Kissing negativity by, I'ma make it out like a young kid with his face. Yeah, I'm breaking out. Never let them eat you inside, I'm always taking out. Like the app, I got a couple ways, taking different routes. Ah, man, that's it. But
Bars.
I don't think they're gonna catch that one. They're not gonna catch the little.
For real, they gonna have to hit that rewind button. Make sure you do that.
Yeah, bro, but I really appreciate you for having me, bro, for real.
Nah, I appreciate you for coming out. You know, we always keep it real on Rambling with RU.PHLY. And you know, around your next project, whenever you're gonna stop by and let us know something, you're always welcome.
Definitely. Oh yeah, right here, y'all see this right here, my own style, man. Just stay tuned, man. My own style, we got our own little thing going on. Got a couple of artists, man. Just stay tuned, right there. Don't forget
For
that
real.
logo.
Make sure you check them out. We're gonna be there soon. Let them know your Instagram, your IG, social media, all that.
So my Instagram and my Twitter is at @thisisuneak, THISISUNEAK. That's THISISUNEAK. Apple Music, you can find me at Uneak, UNEAK. The EP, Uneak, the EP, just search it on Apple Music. It's on all platforms now. Matter of fact, SoundCloud, Tidal, YouTube, all that. So you can find it anywhere y'all want. And yeah, man. YouTube, go check out my videos. I got a couple of videos on YouTube. This is Uneak as well. And man, just stay tuned, man. Got a lot coming for y'all.